Welcome again to Rider's Range. Today I want to talk to you about Versacarry holsters. I want to start off by saying that Versacarry does not support Rider's Range channel. We don't have any affiliate marketing with them. We get nothing back from them. There's no kickback, no discounts for us, no nothing. And the Versacarry holster that I've been carrying, we paid for, and we'll be opening a new one here in just a few minutes in this video. And again, it's one that we paid for in full, so there's again no support. This is not an advertisement. This is just the Rider's Range opinion on the Versacarry holster, and you may or may not be surprised with what our opinion is. We'll be getting to that a little bit later. As you can see from the Versacarry website here, they do have a lot of holsters. We have generally gone for inside the waistband, although you can do outside, or excuse me, we've generally gone for outside the waistband, not inside. They even have dual carry holsters, but we're going to be talking about the outside the waistband holsters today. And we are right-handed, so we're talking about right-handed holsters. As you can see here, there are a lot of different styles of Versacarry holsters, but there's basically 3 sizes of holsters, and we'll talk more about that here in just a moment. This is just the first page of the different holster options for outside the waistband on their website. Page 2 still got a few more. So we went with initially the 2018 Commander style holster. As you can see, there are a lot of different options here. The sizing guide I find kind of interesting in that there's really 3 sizes listed, but when you get into Kimbers, I don't want to talk more about that here in just a minute, but you'll see that there are a lot of different Kimbers listed, from the micros all the way up to the full size, the Warriors and so forth, and every single one of those takes a size 2 holster. Alright, so let's just, for the sake of argument, pick one for the Kimber Aegis size 2. And now it says select your size. Well, it's already going to be a size 2 because that's what it says from the sizing chart. And right hand, well, we're already in the right-handed options. And color, got a different color. This is distressed brown, which is what we've selected. And again, we bought the first one because it was about a 50% off sale. I couldn't turn it down. When we originally got ours, I was looking for a SIG 365 holster, and they don't list the SIG 365 in the in their general sizing chart here. They do have a separate one for the 365. We'll get back to that in just a minute. So about the same time I bought the SIG 365, I also got a Mossberg MC1, and that takes a size 3 holster. So we go up to size 3, right-handed, distressed, and so forth. Now if you go back to their website, of course, you'll find that they do have a 365 holster now available, and it is a little bit different. So really they have 3.5 sizes, I guess you'd call it. So I ordered the Versacarry for the Mossberg MC1 SE, and I wore it as something, or I bought it as something that I can wear around the house. I won't wear this as a holster for everyday carry, and I'll talk to you more about why on that coming up in just a few minutes. But for around the house, and you can see these are my work jeans, so for knocking around the house, it does work. The MC1 does fit in there okay. It draws all right, and it can even be reholstered one-handed. Okay, that's all great. It's nice to have the magazine and the gun together, real simple on and off. However, I'm not used to going to my primary side or right side to grab the magazine in my left hand, although it does work, and again, it's for around the house, so I hope there aren't going to be any real need for it, but you never know. That's why I'm carrying it. And I ordered this particular one to go with the crossbreed crossover belt, and okay, not a perfect match, but again, for knocking around the house, it does work. Now, this is a size 2, a size 3. They said it doesn't fit the Shield the SIG P365. I think I called that a Shield once in an earlier video. And you can see it does go in. However, there's no way to get my hand around that now. It'll stay up here for a few minutes, but as soon as I start moving around, the gun goes down, and it's difficult to get my hand around it. So there is a specific holster for the SIG P365. This does fit a number of others, designed for the Smith & Wesson Shield. Fits fairly nice, does cover the trigger guard. I can still get my hand around it okay. It says for the Glock 42 and 43, so Glock 42 does fit. I can get my hand to the trigger guard, around the grip. The trigger guard is covered. It can be drawn and reholstered one-handed. Glock 43 is just a hair larger. Also fits. Trigger guard is covered. I can still get my hand around the grip. Car CW9. Again, it fits. Now, the problem with the car, it says it fits in a size 3, but it's difficult to get a full grip on the gun when it's sitting this low, and that's where the car CW9 slips into in this holster, kind of like the SIG 365 does. And I can start with it up here, but walk around for a while, and it does go down. Now, they don't say that it'll fit a Remington R51. Yes, I have a Remington R51, and by the way, it's been a very well-functioning gun. This has a Crimson Trace laser grip on it. It does fit. The trigger guard is covered. I can still get a full grip on the gun. It still goes in and out one-handed. So even though that's not mentioned on the website, it does fit. They don't say anything about the little micro gun, so the Remington RM380, it'll fit in there, but again, there's no way to get a full purchase on the grip, even though it does fit fairly secure. Yeah, okay, teal is not my favorite color. There'll be a review coming up on some of these pocket guns for the other group of individuals who carry shortly, and that's why we have a teal colored one there. And it doesn't say that it fits the little Kimbers, but we're going to get to that here in just a minute. So the size 3 does work, but I want to caution a couple of things on this. First of all, it's made from, they say water buffalo leather, but they also say it's made from American-made leather. Well, I learned something new on this because I did a little research, and lo and behold, there are water buffalo herds in the United States of America, and therefore the water buffalo leather is in fact an American product, or can be. However, when I ordered this in the distressed brown type of finish, the very first time I wore it, I got a heavy rub off of the finish onto my jeans. Again, old jeans, it did wash off pretty much. There's still a little bit of residue down here where it still rubs, but the rub off is now gone. But for the first couple of days I wore this, it was rubbing off significantly on the pants. So let's get to the opening up of the size 2 that's supposed to fit all 1911s and a few others, and let's see what it does in fact fit. Alright, still fresh in the package, arrived in the mail, and not cut into the holster here. So it comes with a Versacarry placard, talks about how to use it. Obviously comes with package slip, and it comes as a flat packed holster in a Ziploc bag that has holes in it so you don't put it over anything that you don't want air to get to. And it does come flat. That's how the other one came. That's how this one came. It's a little darker than the other one, which is okay. This is all still the experimental stage, and again, this is for around the house, not for everyday carry. Alright, it says it's going to fit all 1911s. Let's start out with something real simple. The Kimber Ultra Carry, and by the way, everything on this table has been safety inspected and is unloaded. Alright, you can see it starts to stretch a little bit here as it's going in. All of these do require a break-in. You can see it's also pushing the finish out down there. That's okay. And it does fit. It looks like I'll be able to get a full purchase on the grip. And after some working in and out, and something like this, I'm going to wrap a gun in about 3 layers of heavy-duty plastic bag and leave it sit overnight, and same thing with the magazine, and that'll condition the leather for it. I'll also wrap a belt around it to tighten it a little bit to body configuration, so that with the gun in it, it'll get a more accurate representation of how it's actually going to form. Alright, so the Ultra Carry, the 3-inch barrel, 1911. Let's go to the other extreme and go to a 5-inch. Alright, not a Kimber, Smith & Wesson, but that's okay. Same thing, does fit. A little bit hanging out the bottom, but that's the design of the holster, not a big deal. All right, those fit. How about a 1911 with a rail? Start out with a Wilson Professional. It's a 4-inch barrel with a rail on it. A little more work to get it in initially, so if I want to carry this gun in it, I'd have to break it in. But again, it fits, trigger guard's covered. There is room to get a purchase on the grip above the belt, so it'll work with a railed commander size. How about the STI Duty One 5.0 Light? You saw that in, what was it, about, I think part 5 of our series. And again, it fits. Trigger guard's covered. So the 1911s do fit. Now this one, a little bit of snag on the front sight. As I'm trying to draw it, you can see right there where the front sight is going to catch, just barely catch on the leather, which means if you twist this gun just a little bit the wrong way, it might be a little hard to get out with that sight. And also putting it in, got to make sure that the sweat shield on the back clears the safety, and again, that's all going to just come with some practice getting it in and out and getting the holster formed. Alright, so much for those. Now, the one thing they don't list on the website here is the Kimber Evo. Let's see how that'll fit. It does fit. Now, they do, I believe on their website they say that these are frame size and trigger guard size. That's how they make them. So some guns that are actually smaller than others may fit in a holster design for a larger gun. So the Kimber Evo fits. Trigger guard's covered. I can get my hand on it okay. And looks like that one's going to work. Plenty of room on the bottom in that. Obviously, being a short barrel gun, this is sort of a one size fits all. Alright, they say it'll fit a solo. Solo fits, trigger guard's covered. I can just barely get my hand around the grip. I'm scraping my knuckle on the leather right here. So I'm not sure this would be ideal for the solo, but on their website, this is one holster that says the solo fits. Alright, says it fits the micros. Kimber Micro 9. And the one problem with the micro guns is the safety does not lock the slide like it does on a regular 1911. So thumb over the back, pushing it in, and on this particular one, the Nightfall Edition, it looks like just as the trigger guard is about to bottom out, the front of the sight is hitting the leather. So that may be a problem with this particular model of the micro, but it does seem to get in there all the way. Trigger guard's covered. Get my hand for a full grip. And how about the Micro 380? Alright, again, it fits, however, it does go down a little bit deeper, and again, it's going to be difficult for my hand to get a full purchase on the grip on this particular gun, and it doesn't fit as tight as the others. There's quite a bit of play in there. So will it work? Yeah. When the belt's pulling it into the body, will it still work? Yeah. Once I get this stretched out for a full-size 1911, would the Micro 380 work in there? Probably not as well. And of course, the Colt Mustang is going to be the same as the 380. It goes down as far as the rear sight, and trigger guard is almost bottomed out, but not quite. So it's actually stopping on the sight, and again, trying to get a full purchase on the grip while it's all the way inserted is going to be a little difficult. Doesn't say that it'll fit the 365, but it does. First time I've had the 365 in there. A lot of room in the bottom, but I can actually get a full purchase on it now on the grip. Trigger guard is bottomed out, and that does fit quite snugly. I haven't tried a magazine in there yet, but I'm sure it'll stretch out to fit the 365 mag if that's how I desire to carry it. A lot of difference between that and the size 2 and the size 3. Well, again, remember the Mossberg MC1 fits fairly well in the size 3. And the size 2, not quite. The trigger guard is starting to push out on it more, so apparently there's a greater distance between the top of the slide and the bottom of the trigger guard, which is one of the fit criteria for determining size according to Versacarry. So not something I'd want to carry in there. Shield, same thing with the shield. That's not going to go in just because of the size of the trigger guard. Glock 43 43. Not going to go in it all again because of the trigger guard. Car CW. Actually, I can force the Car CW9 in there, okay. And again, trigger guard is what's going to be the issue on that. And Remington R51. Not so much on the size 2, but again, the R51 does fit okay on the size 3. And how about the little RM380? You know, it fits, it'll hold it, and I can almost get a decent grip on that. Alright, so the size 2 does fit all the 1911s, including the micro guns, but it fits it to varying degrees. It's not like a fitted holster, certainly not like a Kydex holster, not like a well-fitted, well-boned leather holster. We did a review on holsters from One in the Chamber. We're going to do one coming up on Lobo gun leather specifically for the Staccato C. And the Versacarry is, okay, it's a versatile carrying holster. But I already mentioned the problem with having to reach crossbody to get a magazine. Not how people are trained. You're generally trained to go to somewhere on the offhand side to grab a magazine. So, but again, that's a compromise. Why won't I carry this as an everyday carry holster? When I'm responsible for the security of a firearm in public, I want something that's going to fit specifically to the gun. Now, is this going to retain as well? Probably. Can I draw it easily? Yes. Can I reholster it one-handed? Yes. All of those are criteria for public carry. I'm not going to carry it in public because I don't want to have to reach over here when I've done all of my training for all these years grabbing a magazine over here. That's going to be counterintuitive under stress. So the holster itself is going to work. I guess I can't really complain about the holster. They do make models that certainly don't have the magazine attached to the holster, so you can carry a magazine on the secondary side as opposed to the primary side. So, how do I score it? I'm not big into giving numerical scores. It does what it's supposed to do. It is a versatile carrying holster for around the house. Considering the finish on it, I'm okay knocking around on it, sitting out on the tractor, cutting the lawn, down on my side under a sink doing plumbing. Whatever it is, I'm okay with the ruggedness of this holster. It does work fairly good with the crossbreed crossover belt. We'll probably do a review on a couple of those coming up at some time in the future. So, it does what it's supposed to do. The price is right, and right now they have regular sales going on these right now. Black Friday sale coming up, good discounts. Again, the size 3 here, I paid half price for it. I just saw an ad that they've got a deal going right now where you can get a holster and a belt for $50. It's okay. I know there are a couple of sites that say that the Versacarry is an absolute no-no. It's junk. I'm not going to go that far. It's not a custom-made holster. It's certainly not a Milt Sparks or a Wright Leatherworks or a Lobo or even a Galco or a DeSantis. But you're not paying that price for it either, and you can still draw, holster, all one-handed. It covers the trigger guard. You can get the grip on the gun if you get the right size holster, and it does the job. The price is okay. So the Rider's Range review on the Versacarry holster, and including the size 2 that's kind of a one-size-fits-all for your 1911 design guns. Yeah, I'll give it a qualified thumbs up. And for the price, for what it is, I'm okay. I don't regret either of these purchases for what I've got. If you like these videos, we do appreciate a thumbs up, and if there was a way to give us 2 thumbs up, I'd like that too. We're trying to get more noticed on YouTube here, build that subscriber base, so by all means, click on the subscribe button. Make sure you subscribe to Rider's Range. Click on notifications so you get notified of what's coming up in the future. And please share these videos. Let other people know about Rider's Range. And they can go to our website, www.ridersrange.com. Find out what the playlist is. And that's probably the easiest way to get to us. It's kind of hard to find us on YouTube unless you do a real specific search that brings us up. Any comments are certainly appreciated. Comment below. And on this particular video, or if you got comments in general that you don't want to show up on a particular video, send them to info@ridersrange.com. So once again, I want to thank you for visiting Rider's Range.